I'm diving into the latest updates on the Canada Student Visa for 2025, and I'm challenging myself to break down everything you need to know in just 10 minutes. If you're a prospective international student planning to study in Canada, staying informed about the latest updates on the Canada Student Visa process is crucial. With the number of international students increasing every year, it's essential to stay ahead of the curve to ensure a successful application. Obtaining a Canada Student Visa can be a daunting task for international students. The increasing competition, coupled with the ever-changing regulations, can make the process overwhelming. One of the significant challenges students face is the stiff competition from other applicants. With thousands of students vying for a limited number of spots, it's essential to have a solid understanding of the visa process and requirements. Additionally, the regulations surrounding the Canada Student Visa process are constantly evolving. What may have been the norm last year may have changed this year, making it vital for students to stay updated on the latest requirements and procedures. Failure to do so can result in a rejected application, which can be devastating for students who have their hearts set on studying in Canada. Another challenge international students face is the language barrier. For many, English or French may not be their first language, making it challenging to navigate the complex visa application process. Furthermore, the emotional toll of dealing with the uncertainty and unpredictability of the visa process can be overwhelming, leading to anxiety and stress. The uncertainty surrounding the visa process can be alarming, especially when considering the financial investments involved. Many students rely on scholarships, grants, or loans to fund their education, and a rejected visa application can put their entire academic future at risk. Moving on to the latest updates regarding the Canada Student Visa process for 2025. One of the significant changes this year is the introduction of a new online application portal. This portal aims to streamline the application process, making it easier and more convenient for students to apply. Another update is the revised list of required documents. Students will now need to provide additional documentation, including proof of language proficiency and financial support. It's essential for students to ensure they have all the necessary documents ready to avoid any delays or rejections. Furthermore, the processing times for visa applications have been revised. Students can expect a faster turnaround time, with most applications being processed within 6 to 8 weeks. However, this timeframe may vary depending on individual circumstances, so it's crucial to plan ahead and apply early. One of the most significant changes this year is the introduction of a new policy aimed at increasing transparency and accountability throughout the application process. This policy will ensure that students have a clear understanding of the visa process and can track their application status online. One of the most critical insights from these updates is the increased emphasis on language proficiency. Students will need to demonstrate a higher level of language proficiency to be eligible for a visa. This change will impact students who may not have had the opportunity to develop their language skills, making it essential to invest time and effort into language training. Another key takeaway is the importance of financial planning. With a revised list of required documents, students will need to demonstrate sufficient financial resources to support their studies in Canada. This means having a solid financial plan in place, including proof of scholarships, grants, or loans. Lastly, the revised processing times mean that students will need to be more proactive in their application process. This includes applying early, ensuring all documents are in order, and tracking their application status regularly. In summary, the Canada Student Visa process for 2025 has undergone significant updates, and it's crucial for prospective students to stay informed. From the new online application portal to the revised list of required documents and processing times, every detail counts in this competitive landscape. Studying abroad can be an incredible adventure, but let's be real, it can also be overwhelming. As an international student, you're not only navigating a new education system, but also a new culture, language, and way of life. Cultural adjustment is one of the biggest challenges international students face. You're suddenly thrown into a new environment where everything is unfamiliar, from food to social norms. It can be tough to find your footing and make friends when everything feels so different from what you're used to. Visa regulations are another major hurdle. The paperwork, the bureaucracy, the constant worry about your immigration status, it's exhausting. And then, of course, there are the academic expectations. You're studying in a new system, with new professors, new classmates, and new standards. It's natural to feel like you're not measuring up. On top of all that, there are the language barriers. You may be fluent in your native language, but suddenly you're expected to write essays, participate in discussions, and give presentations in a language that's not your own. It's like being thrown into the deep end without a lifeline. And let's not forget about the financial struggles. International students often have to pay higher tuition fees, and if they're not careful, they can end up in financial trouble. It's a lot to take in, and it's easy to feel like you're drowning in a sea of uncertainty. But despite all these challenges, there is hope. Many universities offer support services specifically designed for international students, from language classes to cultural orientation programs. These services can be a lifesaver, helping you navigate the unfamiliar terrain and connect with other students who are going through the same thing. Networking is also key. Attend cultural events, join clubs and organizations that align with your interests, and don't be afraid to reach out to people in your industry. You'd be surprised at how many people are willing to lend a helping hand or offer valuable advice. Cultural integration is also crucial. Take the time to learn about your new host country's customs, traditions, and values. It's amazing how much more at home you'll feel once you start to understand the nuances of your new culture. And don't be afraid to share your own culture with others. It's a great way to build bridges and make lasting connections. Finally, remember that you're not alone. There are thousands of international students out there who are going through the same thing as you. Reach out to them, share your experiences, and learn from theirs. I want to share with you a powerful success story of an international student who overcame significant challenges. Maria came from a small town in Brazil to study engineering in the United States. She faced numerous obstacles, from language barriers to cultural differences, but she refused to give up. She joined a support group for international students, attended cultural events, and even started a blog to share her experiences with others. Through hard work and determination, Maria not only succeeded academically, but also built a thriving community of friends and mentors. She's now working for a top engineering firm and is an inspiration to countless international students around the world. So, what have we learned today? We've learned that being an international student is tough, but it's not impossible. We've learned that there are resources available to help us navigate the challenges we face. And we've learned that with determination, hard work, and a willingness to learn, we can overcome even the toughest obstacles. Many applicants feel overwhelmed by the visa application process, unsure about what documents they need and how to navigate the system effectively. It's no secret that applying for a Canadian student visa can be a daunting task, especially when you're not familiar with the process. You might find yourself asking, what documents do I need to submit? How do I prove my English proficiency? What's the deal with the biometric requirements? These questions are totally valid, and it's normal to feel anxious about the whole process. But trust me, with the right guidance and a clear understanding of the requirements, you'll be well on your way to securing your student visa. The key is to stay organized, focused, and committed to your goal of studying in Canada. Gathering all the necessary documents is just one part of the process. Understanding the eligibility criteria is equally important, and we'll dive deeper into that later on. For now, let's just say that it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what the immigration officers are looking for in an application. We'll break down the key steps you need to take, including gathering necessary documents, understanding eligibility criteria, and tips for a successful application. The first step is to make sure you have all the necessary documents in order. This includes your passport, proof of acceptance from a Canadian university, proof of language proficiency, and proof of sufficient funds, among others. When it comes to gathering documents, it's essential to have a checklist to ensure you don't miss anything. You'd be surprised at how easily you can overlook a crucial document, only to realize it when it's too late. So, take your time, and carefully go through each requirement to ensure you have everything you need. Understanding the eligibility criteria is also critical to a successful application. This is where you need to demonstrate that you meet the requirements set by the Canadian government. This includes meeting the language proficiency requirements, having a valid proof of acceptance, and demonstrating that you have sufficient funds to support yourself while studying in Canada. There are also certain scenarios where additional documents may be required, such as a police certificate or a medical certificate. Don't worry if this sounds confusing, we'll cover all these scenarios in more detail later on. The most crucial part of your application is the statement of purpose. We'll discuss how to craft a compelling narrative that showcases your intentions and goals. This document is essentially your chance to tell your story and explain why you want to study in Canada. It's your opportunity to showcase your strengths, your motivations, and your goals, and to demonstrate how studying in Canada will help you achieve those goals. When crafting your statement of purpose, it's essential to be honest and sincere. Don't try to embellish your story or make false claims. The immigration officers can spot a fake from a mile away. Instead, focus on showcasing your genuine passion for studying in Canada and how it will benefit your future. Your statement of purpose should also be well structured and easy to follow. Avoid using jargon or overly technical language that might confuse the immigration officers. Keep your tone professional, yet friendly, and make sure to proofread your document multiple times to catch any errors. To recap, we've covered the major steps in applying for your Canadian student visa, emphasizing the importance of preparation and attention to detail. Remember, this process takes time and effort, so don't rush through it. Take your time, stay focused, and you'll be holding your student visa in no time. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos for more tips on studying abroad and navigating life in Canada.